If you have been following me any time, then you know how I am about my television and my movies. Well, I just finished season 2 of Georgia and Ginny. And let me say, it is beautifully done, it's well written, it's thought out, and it's what we need, because I guess it does show you the pull or the dynamic between mother and teenage daughter. Well, Georgia is a criminal, like a life criminal. But when you watch the show, you realize the reason why she had to be. She had a hard childhood. There seemed to have been some assault. Something was done to her in her childhood that she carries still with her today. We're on season 2. I just finished season 2. Season 1 gives you a little bit of the backstory, but not really. But it does show her go-getting mentality. Yeah, she's a go-getter, but she sometimes does it wrong. And Joe owns a local cafe, which is somebody that Georgia met in her past. So Georgia is the mom. She's a white mom. I'm gonna say she's in her 30s, and her teenage daughter Ginny is 16, and then she has a son, Austin, who's about 9. And they both have different daddies. Georgia ended up killing her last husband. Come to find out there's 2 husbands in season 2 that Georgia is mysteriously responsible for their deaths. But she really does want to be a good mom. But a lot of times when you don't have an example of a good mom, and you know these kids don't come with instructions, you do what you have to do. So she's a hustler, pretty much. She's a hustler. She's a swindler. She's a Jane of all trades. She can do it all. So she's really, really smart, but a lot of times she uses her intelligence for evil, which, if in the end is just to feed her kids, you know, we kind of understand that a little bit. However, I don't know what that was on the porch. It shouldn't have been nobody out there. So, might be that owl again. But, I lost my train of thought because I don't know what that was on the porch. But, the reason why they arrest Ginny and Georgia in this last episode is baffling, because I don't understand why she did that. So she got arrested at her wedding. So she married the local mayor. She started working for him. She swindled her way into his heart, and they're from 2 different backgrounds. He comes from money. Of course, she doesn't come from money. And even when she works for him, she's stealing money from. So she's stealing money from the charity. She's stealing money from the school. Like, she just, she got to live. She got credit card in her kids' names, which we all know that happened then and probably still happening now. At one point, Ginny checks her credit score. She got like a 3 something, and she just turned 16. But Ginny's been in love, and she's having sex, and all these kids having sex, and they drinking, and I'm like, oh my God. But it's not like it's foreign to us. Like, we know that this is happening every day, everywhere. So it's not really a secret. But the only thing that concerns me is I don't hear them often talk about protection. But hopefully they are using it. But anyway, she ran away to go be with her black father, because I think she feels like that she is misunderstood, because Georgia doesn't understand the things that she's going through as a biracial teen. And I get that. I don't understand it completely, but I get that you are pulled between 2 words, because you're not black enough, or you're not white enough, or you're too white, or you're too black. Like, it's a dynamic that is hard to figure out. And Jenny is suffering some mental issues where she's burning herself, but she's burning herself in a way that her mom can't see it, which makes me think they're doing so many sex acts that, you would have thought that the guy that she was having sex with would know, but he didn't know. And anyway, she confides in her father and she wants to live with her father. She doesn't want her mom to know. And being a mother, we want to know everything, like the good, the bad, and ugly. I have the pleasure of being my kids' friend. And I remember growing up, my mom used to say, I'm not one of your little friends. And she wasn't. And she's still not. But I love the fact that my kids consider me their friend. It's amazing when they want to come and share things with you and let you know and talk to you and get your advice. That's an amazing thing. And when you don't have that, it does hinder your growth a little bit, because there are some things that you can only learn from your mother, or some advice that you need from your mother, so you don't go out there getting it in the wrong places. So Ginny goes to therapy, and anybody with mental health issues, I urge you to talk to somebody, tell somebody, and get some help so that you learn how to cope with the mental issues. But there's so many twists and turns and ways that you think Georgia and Ginny going in there, whoop, it go this way and this. So it's very, very interesting. There's a policeman that's trying to figure out, he's trying to pin Ginny for her husband's murder. Joe loves Georgia, and he's trying to pin Georgia for her husband's murder. Joe loves Georgia from past. So he has to stand by and watch her get married. And then, of course, all the issues that she's going through at school. One of her teachers is racist. She's really, really smart, but to get away from the teacher, she dumbs herself down to go to another class that's beneath her, which I fear that a lot of kids do that. They don't feel safe in some of these classrooms, and so they either don't answer or they don't apply themselves as much as they should or they could, and then they're labeled a problem child, or they're labeled lazy or not smart. We see that all the time, and I'm hoping that that's a conversation that we can really start to have, because I noticed the same thing happened to my kids. I remember I taught my oldest how to read when she was 3. And I sent her to schools that I thought were good for her, but come to find out they pulled her back to the level of which everybody else was. And I didn't realize it until I went to like a school board meeting, and I heard the new, which she's not the superintendent anymore, say that that's what happens so many times with our kids, especially our really intelligent kids. So the reason why that matters to me is because that kid is on the dean's list at her first semester at a university away from home, and it's been very difficult for her, but she's been able to do it, which is why I treasure the relationship that I have with her, because not only do she share the good with me, she share the bad, she share the ugly, and I'm the same no matter what. I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to praise it, And then there's the middle one that has epilepsy, that the school that was supposed to be really good for her, she wasn't performing good at, and she didn't feel safe there, and she didn't feel seen there. And so the thing that she told me was, I don't want to go back there. She changed schools. Now she has a 4.0. She's on the honor society. And I'm so glad that the things that they said that she would do, the medication would mess up her memory, the seizures would cause her to lose some things. And not only are these kids amazing as far as schoolwork and their personality and the women that they're becoming, but they're also very smart business women. And it started with their father and I. It was an idea that they wanted, and we give freely. They are spoiled, but we also put the opportunity, if you want more money, you want money to do what you want to do when you want to do it, then here's the business. So they've had lemonade stands. My oldest makes smoking trays. The middle one sells bracelets. Like, these are women that I would be proud not only to call them my daughters, but to call them my friends as well. And so the dynamic in which we are trying to raise kids today is so hard, but thank God that He equipped women such as myself to raise these black kids in today's society, because they have to be afraid of so many things in the world, that the one thing that we can do is make their four walls, their homes, their safety. Because we know every time they go out that door, we have to be afraid. They have a target on their backs. Not just from black on black crime, but then also from the other things that has an attack on them. So I did get off subject a little bit, but I do want to say that if my oldest is an adult, so I can watch things with her, but I don't want my middle daughter watching Georgia and Ginny yet. There's just a little too much going on, but we can have conversation because I like to watch it with them and we discuss it as it goes. But most of the time, they watch something and then they bring it to me, because in me being in love with film and television and things like that, I pass that love on to them, and they find messages and things for themselves in these shows. So if you don't watch television or books, I share books with them. I encourage you to find out what your young people like. Find out what they're into. I went to a basketball game with my kids on Friday. My alma mater against my daughter's alma mater. And down in the South, baby, we are very, very competitive. We love our alma mater, but we support everybody. Like one school going to state, we all going. We're going to support. So that's what we do down South. Y'all call us country if you want to, but the South is really popping. I'm telling y'all, we popping. Don't come. Traffic already bad. But look us up.